Okay, let's actually keep it recording. Everything's here. Everything's here. Let's go. We are at 2023 7th grade state test. And we are starting with this question where we have to, what is the value of the expression negative 1/3 divided by 2/5? This is a classic keep, change, flip rule. We have to keep the first fraction, change division into multiplication, and flip the second fraction upside down and just multiply. The only thing that you need to know is that negative times positive is still negative, so it's negative 5/6. This is it, the answer B. We're moving on right away. All right, we are at the longer word problem, so let's go. Maria and two friends are, you have to pay attention that it's three people. It's not two people, it's Maria and two friends. Maria and two friends are at the movie theater. They have $52 and spend $34.50 of it on the movie tickets. Okay, so they also buy 3 drinks that each cost the same amount. After buying the movie tickets and drinks, they have $4 remaining. How much did each drink cost? All right, so they have $52 and they spend already $34.50 on movie tickets. So in order to find how much money they spend on drinks, we can subtract movie tickets from the whole thing, right? So $52 minus the movie tickets price. That will leave us with the money that they have left after they spend the money on the movie tickets, right? So it's going to be, and don't take any risks. You're in 7th grade. You're allowed to use a calculator. So it's going to be, you know what, I'm going to count right over here. 52 minus 34.5, which is 1750. And now they bought 3 drinks. They cost the same. Okay, so, and they also had $4 remaining. How about we subtract $4 from 1750 to kind of leaving us only drink money, if you can say so, right? So it's going to be 1350. So 4 they had remaining, 34 they spent on movie tickets. So it means that 1350 they had to spend on drinks. So now we just have to divide 1350 between 3 people, right? Because they have 3 drinks, 3 people. All right, so here we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna divide, and we get $4.50, and that's the answer. D. All right, moving on. Number 4. Megan reads the same number of pages in a book each day. The table below represents the total number of pages read at the end of the given number of days. Okay, so number of days, total number of pages. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, how many pages did Megan read in one day? So look, at 4 is 60. At 4 is 64. At 2 is 32. So we kind of have to see by how much it goes per 2. Per 2, it goes up by 32, right? So if we divide 32 by 2, right, we'll get how much it goes for one day, basically. How many pages does she read in one day? Okay, so this is in one day. And that's it. There's nothing more. It's just one step. This is all extra. It's kind of like, feels like you will have to use like the whole table, but you don't have to use the whole table. You know, you just divide. And by the way, if you divide 64 by 4, it will still be 16. If you divide 80 by 5, it will be 16. So you could have used any, but there is no reason to. They could have just said, hey, she read 32 pages in 2 days. How many she read in one? That's it. Okay? Moving on. And this is interesting. This is a calculation, but it's not really a calculation question if you think about it. Look at this. Which expression is equivalent to the one shown below? All right. So somehow one of this has the same. You're either gonna have to calculate all of that, right? Which is, I mean, with a calculator, it's doable, right? But then you're gonna have to calculate each one of those, right? So it's not gonna be as pleasant as you would think. So let's come up with a smarter way to do it. Let's look at the first one. How is the first one is different from the original thing? So there is still 2.6, it's here, right? There is 2 over 5, it's here, right? But what's different? Here it was negative 1/5 and plus negative 7, or in other words, just minus 7, right? So they combined these two terms and they wrote this instead of it. Is it true? Negative what? And you can do it on a calculator. Why guess? You know, like you can actually go 1.5 negative minus 7 is going to be negative 8.5. So not negative 5.5, negative 8.5. And look at this. We have just like the same one, right? But with negative 8.5. And do we have to even go further? If everything matches, like all signs match, like plus 2.6, plus 2.6, plus 2 over 5, plus 2 over 5. So everything matches, and it's just minus 8.5, as we just got on our calculator by combining negative 1/5 and negative 7. So B will be the answer. We don't have to go to C and D. Okay? Makes sense? All right. This is it. So you see, calculating the whole thing didn't make sense. We just had to see what was different. You know, we had to find a pattern. Like, what's different in between them? Okay. Moving on. Number 8. Ooh, some mixed numbers. Let's go. Joel has 3 buckets which contain different amounts of liquid. The amounts of liquid in each bucket is listed below. Okay. Joel mixes all the liquid together. Then he pours the liquid equally into 5 containers. How many liters of liquid does the Joel pour into each container? There is a very, very technical way, and there is a smarter, faster way. For the smarter, faster way, you need to know how to write these mixed numbers into decimal in their decimal forms. Like what this will be, 7.5. What this will be, 5 point what? 3/4. What is it? It's 75. And this is 6.75. Just by knowing this, right, is enough to take the calculator, add it all, right, because he mixes all together and then just divides by 5, right, equally in 5 containers. So we divide by 5. So all we have to do is on calculator to add us all up and divide by 5, and that will be the answer. 7.5 plus 5.75 plus 6.75, that's 20, and obviously 20 divided by 5 will be 4. Okay? So this added up to be 20. But for this method, you needed to know how to convert the fraction form into a decimal form. Okay? Now, is there a way to actually solve it with the by adding the them in their fraction form? Of course, it would be like this: 7.5, would have to convert, since the other two fractions have 4 in their denominators, right? I'm gonna have to make this into denominator 4. 2, 2. So it has to be 7 and 2/4 plus 5 and 3/4 plus 6 and 3/4. Altogether, it will be, okay, 7 plus 5, 12 plus 6, 18. So it's 18. And then now we have to add 2/4, 3/4, 3/4. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So it's 18 and 8/4. But what is 8/4? 8/4 is...
How are you?
Huh. Hold on one second.